I mean, and then if you want to go from one word to two words, Trisha Helfer. Like, she is awesome. She just came in and owned the role in a way that you rarely see, but when you hire Trisha Helfer, you know is going to happen. So season 1 was all about Lucifer dealing with his father issues to a certain extent, you know, dealing with God, both rebelling against him and also maybe subconsciously seeking his approval. He's that distant figure you never talk to. Now you've got Mom in flesh on Earth, a very different figure in Lucifer's history. That's just going to be the meal of season 2 is playing that, and how she affects Amenadiel, Maze, Chloe, and everyone else in the cast.
Is it still going to be a procedural, though, that we'll be seeing the different...
It's going to be, like, the way we're approaching it is, in particular, I feel like the back half of season 1, we really found a nice rhythm of the cases being the spine, but really you've got all of the mythology, the serialization, so there will be a case almost every week, but the case is just the engine that lets our characters explore whatever issues they're dealing with. So it's the hybrid that I think that I personally fell in love with writing, because I like having a case where Lucifer can reflect on himself and, of course, selfishly make it about himself.
Is there going to be more singing involved?
This is good. We will have him singing in the premiere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So good.
Exactly.
So good. Yeah.
In every episode with the
Right,
song.
I know. We have to hold ourselves back. We're like, I mean, what could he sing in this episode? You're like, no, we can't do it every episode. It's awesome, and it's something. To me, it's one of the things that makes the show unique, and it's one of the things that I think wonderfully just comes from the comic. Like this idea that he has a piano bar it feels so arbitrary on its face, but to me it speaks to the classical nature of the devil and his love of every era of humanity, and that sense of like, oh, music is a desire amongst all the other desires, and him being able to embrace that in that way is just, it's so much fun. And Tom's not a bad singer.
Yeah. Well, speaking of desires, so Lucifer's powers, can he compel someone to do something by tapping into their darkest desire?
It's only something that they would already do. It's a very...
Is he kind of triggering it?
Is he what?
Is he triggering it? Is that what
Yes,
you're saying?
yeah, it would be. It's sort of like if you have a desire, it's coming up, triggering it. I'm just gonna steal that. Yes, he's triggering a desire that they either knew they had but have been fighting. Because what I love about the character is he speaks to hypocrisy. Like a lot of people have these buried desires, these desires they don't want to embrace. Like the cop from the pilot, who like he really likes to speed, he really likes to drive fast. Like he can't ever say that, and he can't really ever embrace it until the devil gives him permission. And he's like, you know what? It's kind of fun to speed. It's kind of fun to do these things. Well, go ahead and do it. Why not? Have some fun. Like that idea that we as humanity hold so much back, and that it's not necessarily bad to let go a little bit. It's not bad to embrace your desires. That I think is just it's a resonant thing, because you know some people bury it too long and you know unhealthily.
So this next season is going to be the brothers working together.
Yes.
Has that been a real fun dynamic to write?
Oh yeah, like I mean, all of season 1 on that dynamic was building to them getting on the same side, because for one we had a good sense of what the chemistry of them was, and then in the 7th episode where they teamed up, you could just see
amazing.
it was so much fun. And so like the minute we knew that worked, we knew we were on the right path. And so season 2, like you're seeing them working together, but at the same time there's always going to be a conflict. Perfect example is in the finale, like Amenadiel's like, wait, Father spoke to you? Because again, like, oh sure, you're the rebellious son who always screws up, but wait, he hasn't talked to me. So like what's fun is they're on the same side, but and I think that will always be the game, is there will always be a rift because they're brothers. There's always a rift between brothers. Yeah.
Can you talk about romance and what we'll see this year?
That's a very good question. Let me see. We will be building to some inter-character romances. For the beginning of the arc, it's mostly dealing with Mom here and what that does to us. But we're definitely laying some seeds in the further half of the season that will build to some romantical things.
Is there like a supporting character in this that you wish you could include a little bit more, but you haven't been able to quite yet?
I mean, Dr. Linda is the easy one, because, I mean, Rachel Harris is fantastic. And believe me, we tried to figure out ways to make her the police captain. But sadly, we just could not jump over those hurdles. And, you know, as we realized, it's actually great that she's sort of in her own world. She's almost like his sanctuary. So as much as we want to bring her in more, it's actually really nice. And we'll have episodes where she blends in more. We've got episode 4 where she's meeting a whole bunch of the characters, including Ella, our new character played by Amy Garcia, who's awesome. Like this season is all about blending our characters together and meeting them. So even though she's not involved in the cases, she'll still be involved in the personal lives of people, and that's been the fun. Finding those unexpected friendships, finding the unexpected dynamics.
We love Trixie so hard.
Right?
So hard.
It's the cutest thing.
She steals every scene.
Oh.
What can we expect from her this season?
We'll be tracking her through. She's the fun of it is she's like one of the few people that Lucifer is uncomfortable around.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know what to do with her, and we'll keep threading that, and to me, she's also weirdly the moral center of the show, and so basically that's where she really comes to a head, where it's like when Chloe's dealing with moral questions or questions about like the dangers of her job, like these are the things that Trixie can speak to in the most adorably wonderful way. And then of course we'll get all of those moments of Lucifer trying to figure out what on earth to do with this child. They're so good together. She's good with everything.
Yeah.